Good morning, YouTube. It is Saturday, the 7th. Wow, fuck. 7th of March already. That's crazy. So, it's just gone about 1:33 a.m. and we're done sleeping. We've woken up like 15 minutes ago and can't really get back to sleep. So, we are going to get our ass up and we are going to start the morning and we are going to smash out cardio as we always do. Sorry, I was just turning my fan off there. Ugh. And we have upper body today, and that is the plan. So let's get moving. Let's get our socks on. Let's get our shoes on. Let's get dressed, and let's start doing the thing. Alright guys, here we are, just cooking up our pre-workout meal like we normally do after we take all our fat burners and whatnot. We've already made up our drink. We've already sculled about half a litre as you've seen, filled that bottle back up again, and that will be ready for the Stairmaster. So we are just going to finish up cooking this here, and then that will be about 45 minutes since I've taken my fat burners, so ready to go. So I'll finish this up and then we will go pick which Zyn to use this morning. Alrighty, here we are at the Zyn table where we shall administer our morning nicotine. So looking at the flavors we have here, I reckon we go with one of the two that we got yesterday, which was menthol and citrus. I reckon that we go menthol this morning. If we can get it open. There we go. Nicotine deployed. All right. Let's get our ass on the Stairmaster. Ooh, just turn the lights on in the garage to come and turn the Stairmaster on. And can we just for a second appreciate a quality car detailing? Whoa, look at that, guys. God damn. Anyways, enough jerking myself off. Let's smack this cardio out. Ooh, all right, guys. 40 minutes on the stairs have been conquered. We have won the morning, which means we have won the day. I woke up this morning at 104 kilos on the dot, faster body weight. So pretty heavy for a rest day. Now, considering yesterday my check-in pictures were on point, tomorrow being 5 weeks out, I'm super happy with the look. We sort of just need to maintain it at this point. So plan of attack today, upper body day at the gym, another high day, 850 to 900 carbs, extra honey going in on my meals. As you already know by now, that is how I increase my carbohydrate intake for the day. So that is the plan. Now, I think now, considering this weekend is the Arnold Classic, it's a good opportunity to talk a bit about why we as bodybuilders do what we do. In the spirit of the Arnold Classic and all the competitors that dedicate not just weeks of prep to a competition, but months, years of their life to a cause that from the outside in can look a little bit funny, because bodybuilding is obviously a subjective sport. You're placed based on how somebody thinks that you look. And for an outsider looking in and thinking, wow, that man has put a decade of work into his physique. What drives that man? What is the reason that gets him out of bed every morning to push himself for a minute or 2 minutes on stage in a sport that isn't even judged by your actions necessarily? Because at the end of the day, the way that you look comes obviously down to hard work. I'm not denying it, but a lot of it is genetics and time. So people might wonder, wow, like why the fuck would somebody spend years, decades, sacrificing so much of their life just to go on stage and be told that they place a certain way because they look a certain way? And I'm going to give you a bit of insight into that. Usually most of us bodybuilders, when we start training, it does usually start out as a bit of a insecurity thing. We generally either want to look better because we're unhappy with the way that we look, or we're unhappy with the way that we feel, our confidence, etc. Some people start lifting for girls, which is funny because I'm telling you right now, bodybuilding will only ever get you attention from guys. Because trust me, as I've got more muscular and leaner over the years, it definitely hasn't increased the attention from girls that I get. If anything, they're probably turned off from it, unless they're a particular type of woman or they compete themselves. What truly drives us to do this shit is the passion that we have for leveling the fuck up. Knowing that we are better than the person we were the day before. At least that's what drives me. Knowing that when I wake up every single morning, I am that little bit better than I was yesterday. And that's not only just in terms of physicality. That could even mean in terms of mentally. Because every day that you do this shit, you get a little bit mentally stronger. You learn more things about yourself. You learn more about what you are capable of truly as a human being. And stacking that little increase in like your perception or, you know, your level of commitment, and, you know, when you do factor in the fact that you also are getting physically better every day, if you multiply that by days, weeks, months, years, it's quite addictive. And I don't mean that in a bad way, because I think that any physical endeavor builds mental character, and that leaches into all aspects of life. You look at any bodybuilder, and most of them are generally quite driven outside of the gym also. Usually they have businesses, careers, other hobbies potentially that they are very good at. And the reason for this is because the discipline and the routine and the structure that you build through bodybuilding carries through all aspects of your life. So when we talk about catching the bug as a young male or female when it comes to bodybuilding, usually what we're talking about is the transition from bodybuilding becoming a vain and a superficial thing into something much deeper. Because it didn't take long for me when I first started training for bodybuilding to become about much more than just the way I looked. It becomes much more about, well, one, the way that I feel, but two, learning that by putting all your effort into something in life will make you a happy person. To dive into that a little bit deeper, what I mean by that is that humans need purpose, particularly males. A woman, you could make the case for when their biological clock ticks and they want children, that becomes a lot of their purpose. And I'm not saying that as a knock to ladies or, a derogatory way of viewing females. But a lot of females do yearn for family and babies, and things like that are a huge motivating factor for them. Because like I said, it's just the way that they're wired. And don't get me wrong, there are women that run businesses, that bodybuild, that are just as passionate about it as men. But as men, we are not only providers, but we are builders, we are fixers. We do things, we have goals, we build empires. And having a lady alongside you doing that is a massive benefit, as long as they're the right person. So once again, I don't want to discount females from the argument, but men need a mission. So tying that back into bodybuilding, when we have something that we can dedicate ourselves to every single day and tying that into our happiness, you will see that if you have something that you are passionate about and you have something that you are working towards every single day and you have purpose, your life then feels like it has fulfillment. And the great thing about bodybuilding is that the results and the reward and the fruits of our labor can essentially not only be sown every day, but harvested every day. So by ticking off the boxes, by doing your cardio, eating your meals, training, getting your water in, getting your sleep in, getting your steps in, all of these tasks that you tick off daily would be considered sowing the seeds of future harvesting. But in the same token, when you look at yourself every day, and even though we can't see the minute little grams of muscle that we gain, or the 10, 20, 30 grams of fat that we might lose daily, we know that by ticking those boxes every day, we 100% without a doubt are moving in the right direction, which means that the fruits of our labor that we are harvesting can indeed be harvested every day. So by having that higher purpose, by having that thing in your life that is just greater than waking up, going to work, watching TV and going to bed, that fulfillment that we experience is a huge driving factor in our happiness. That is why I love bodybuilding. That is why I love coaching. That is why I love doing what I do every single day, because it gives me purpose. It gives me drive. It gives me something to put my energy into, as there is nothing more upsetting to a man than a life that does not challenge you. Because a life that challenges you also is a life that gives back to you. Man cannot transform himself without pain or discomfort, as he is the marble and he is the sculptor. So keep that in mind when you're going through these daily tasks, that yes, it might be a little bit uncomfortable, and yes, you might have to put in some hard work, but this is also what makes us happy. Living a life of just comfort and laziness and doing the bare minimum doesn't make us happy. Comfort won't make you happy. Doing fuck all and not moving in any direction won't make you happy. Having a beacon to move towards is what makes you happy. Having things to do every day that lead to a greater thing is what's going to make you happy. And whether that's getting up on stage in a bikini, or whether that's getting up on stage in posing trunks and displaying to the world something you've been working really fucking hard on, if that is the task and that is the goal, then that's fine. If that's not it, and it's building homes that really, satisfies you, or drawing or painting or working on cars, whatever it may be, as long as you have some greater purpose, you are going to be more happy. And that is why we do what we do. We do what we do because the hard work pays off in all aspects of life. Like I said, aside from looking better, aside from being leaner, aside from being bigger, all this stuff that we do that leads to an outcome is irrelevant. It's the daily doing of the tasks that makes us happy, not the end result, which is why you should focus on becoming driven to do the work daily and not necessarily motivated by the result. Being process driven and not outcome driven is the key to being happy and to reaching your goals. Anyways, I hope that all makes sense and gives you a bit of insight into why we do what we do. Because trust me, it's more than muscle. It's more than lifting weights. It's more than flexing and walking around looking like a freak. It's having something every day to work towards. And that, my friends, is happiness. Anyways, wrapping up this talk now, we're going to go inside. We're going to train abs. We're going to get meal one in. And we are going to absolutely fucking dominate the day. Because that's what we do. We don't sit back. We don't let life pass us by. We take every single day as an opportunity to fucking improve and get better and level the fuck up. That is bodybuilding, my friends. Improvement at its absolute purest form. Anyways, I'll see you all in the kitchen. Oh, alrighty. We have just finished up abs, and I'm just going to say, guys, today we are definitely feeling it. But you need to remember, it's the hard days that you need to smile the most, because it's the world testing you. It's basically saying, how fucking badly does this dude want it? And all you do is you smile back in its face and you say, fuck you. I want this more than I want to be comfortable, more than I want to have no purpose, more than I want to sit still and be stagnant. So to the world, fuck you. My goals are more important than my comfort. So wrapped up abs, we're going to eat and do the rest of our usual business, a work block and another nap probably. And then sauna, pre-workout meal, and we are going to train upper later on. So I'll see you all in the next clip, or whatever that may be. All right, guys, we've just finished up abs. Time to eat meal one. Let's eat. Oh, guys, I'm not gonna lie. Today I am fucking smashed. I just slept for another couple of hours. I ate meal one. I did a bit of work, and I went back to sleep. And yeah, it is now 6:45, so we got about 2 extra hours. So I am utterly, completely fucking exhausted right now. So anyways, let's get into the sauna and continue on with the morning. So don't think, just do. Oh, all right. Here we are in the sauna. We are going to knock out 20 minutes. We've literally just got in, so we're not too sweaty yet. But yeah, just following on from before, like just feeling fucking drained today. Probably just because yesterday was a rest day, which means low carbs. So that's carried through to today. So I'm hoping that after a couple of meals, I feel a bit more alive. But yeah, guys, these are the days that matter. The ones where you fucking feel like shit are the ones that you need to really dig deep and push for, okay? Like, I'm just gonna fucking keep smiling in the face of the pain, the discomfort, and I'm just gonna keep saying fuck you, because like I said, this is just the world trying to, you know, test you and tell you, do you really want it? And to that, we say, fuck you. I want it more than I want the comfort. So let's get it, guys. No time to slow down. Let's keep pushing. And after we do this, we're going to shower, dress, and then hit the road for some more steps before our pre-workout meal. So let's get it. Here we are, hitting the turf, all showered up, feeling fresh, feeling fine. Weather is A1. How can you have a bad day when it looks like this? Amazing, right? Amazing that we get another day above earth to live and do what we love to do. Anyways, after saunering and showering and getting dressed, I feel much, much more alive. I guess that nap that I took just threw me for 6. And what it is, guys, is it gets to a point where you're just so lean that no matter how much food you eat, no matter how much rest that you take, no matter how much that you sleep, you're gonna feel a little bit rat-assed. That's why when my clients, you know, come to me and they say, oh my God, I feel a little bit off today. I'm like, guess what, motherfucker? In prep, you feel off like 6 out of 7 days of the week. Like, just crack the fuck on. Like, I recently had a client message me, and I'm not doing this to throw them under the bus or anything, but, you know, they messaged me like, oh, I feel off and, you know, like a little bit sore or a little bit achy or something. And I'm just like, yeah, like, we're bodybuilding. Like, you're not going to feel fucking amazing every single minute of every single day. Sometimes you're just going to crack the fuck on, you know, don't talk, don't fucking think, just do. So I'm pretty sure that pulled his head back in a little bit, and he will thank me for that one. But yeah, guys, look, especially in prep, do not expect to feel $1,000,000 all the time. I'm lucky enough that I probably feel good maybe about 50% of the time, but yeah, you're still going to have your days. Like I said, this morning was rough. Even Stairmaster was a little bit rough, but you know what? At the end of today, when I'm sitting down, drinking my ice cold Fanta, I am going to feel fucking phenomenal that I still did everything that I needed to do. So let's finish off these steps. Let's get back inside, eat our pre-workout meal. And rumor has it that Nutrition Warehouse has $2 energy drinks today. So I am going to go and score some of those. So keep an eye out for that video. Alrighty, here's what we got going on for the pre-workout meal. 500 basa, 60 rice, cooked up in Flavor Gang sauce, 125 pineapple, 4 corn thins, as you can see. And on top of all that, we shall be doing 100 grams of honey. So I'm going to tuck into that, which is our pre-workout meal. Then we're going to get our drinks and whatnot ready and head over to Nutrition Warehouse for some cheap-ass caffeinated beverages. So see you in the next clip. Alrighty, we are just sipping on our pre-workout. Then we're going to jump in the car, head over, grab an energy drink, drink an energy drink, and then it will be time to train upper. So let's do it. Whoa, it's time to drive the beast. It's almost a shame to drive it after it's been detailed, but how can you not when it looks like that? All right, here we are in the car, in the freshly detailed car, might I add. That is just looking and smelling, oh, perfection. So, oh, turn that down. So, we don't have our energy drink on us because obviously we're going to Nutrition Warehouse to get one. But what we do have is menthol Zin. So, let's get one of these bad boys in and we'll put the other one in while we get our energy drink at the shop. And that is the plan. Boom. Thank you again so much to Riley for detailing my car yesterday, because right now it is looking $1 million. So, all right, let us get to the gym. Alrighty, we've just got out of Nutrition Warehouse. I picked up 6 of these bad boys. Unfortunately, the limit was 6 per customer. But anyways, a $2 energy drink is still a $2 energy drink. And this electric lemonade ain't bad. Quick live taste test. I definitely rate it. Solid. Here are the other drinks that I acquired. If I can do this without dropping shit everywhere. So that is what we acquired from the shop. I'm going to finish off this can and I'm going to go inside and we're going to smash upper. Let's get it. All right, let's put our shit away and hook in. Alrighty, starting off this upper body session with cable curls. So I love setting up the cable curls this way in the dual station. This one here allows for the arms to be adjusted in and out as well as up and down, and that allows me to line the cables up really well with my biceps. As most of us bodybuilders are, we are internally rotated, so it allows me to have my arms come in as they also come up. So I did film today anyway. I just didn't bring my tripod so it wasn't obvious. So we smacked out 2 sets here on biceps because, as you know, we always start with arms. We then moved into 2 sets of triceps. So we went really heavy on this first set here. Actually, we managed, I believe, 5 or 6 reps. So quite a heavy first set. And then we backed off the load a tiny bit for our second set and hit more like 7 to 8. So 2 sets on this one here. And then we moved into the delt work portion of the training session. So holding on to 3 kilo dumbbells here. We got a rep PB on this one as well. So obviously I've maxed this machine out, which is the reason for me holding on to dumbbells. It's not because of like any super secret proprioception hand grip bullshit. I just simply need more weight. So the fucking simplest way to do that is to just hold on to some dumbbells whilst doing the exercise on the machine. So 2 sets on this one also. Then moved on to this awesome pec fly. I've raved about this pec fly before, guys, but the simple fact that it loads from the elbow is amazing, because that means that you can cue to bring your biceps together and across your chest as opposed to just getting your hands together. This lends to being able to get a shorter pec, which we want in a fly, because This is pretty much the only movement with the chest where the chest is loaded heavily with your arm fully crossed over your body. Because if you think about it, with a barbell or a press of some kind, when your chest is fully contracted, your arms are generally straight and the load is going straight through your joints, stacked through a straight arm. So making sure to get every rep nice and short and a good stretch. We then moved into 2 sets on this Nitro overhead Nautilus plate loaded press. This one here is absolutely money with the way that it converges at the top, comes together, gives you a really good pec contraction. I managed to match last week's reps on this one, so I am very happy about that. Two sets of that one. And then we finished off our pec work with 1 set on the pec fly. So I think about 12 or 13 reps here, and towards the end we're really just getting a couple of partials in and really trying to fatigue those last few fibers of the chest. So currently my upper day has 5 sets of pec work, I suppose you could say, and it has 6 sets of back work split between 3 lat and 3 upper back. So we finished off chest there. We moved into the single arm Nautilus pull down. This is my favorite movement for lats, okay? The difference between training your lats and training your upper back is actually quite different. As you can see here with training the lat, we're keeping our elbow nice and close to the body. We're crunching over to that side slightly, and we're also making sure to get a really good contraction in that lower lat by pulling that elbow hard into our pocket. Other side here, we managed 2 sets per side. I just filmed 1 set each side, like I said a little bit earlier. And the connection today was immense. I definitely felt it all through my back today. There wasn't any bullshit going on with my biceps or anything like that. So overall, very solid work done today on the pull down as well as everything else really. So very happy with that. Then you will see here, I am drinking Driven Nutrition's Novo Drive. Absolute game changer, Ash 10, to save yourself some money. Then we moved into this upper back row. So when I'm training lats for this movement, I'm doing this movement seated with 1 arm, single side, and I'm really keeping my elbows in close. Whereas when I'm doing this movement for upper back, which I'm doing today, as I've already done lat work, I'm flaring my elbows a little bit more, allowing more scapular movement, so allowing my scaps to go right forward and pull right back. So 3 sets on this one actually. Then lastly, we finished off biceps with an alternating dumbbell curl. I like finishing biceps with the with the alternating dumbbell curl because it allows me to load it really heavy and just rep it out to failure. So I believe we got like 11 or 12 reps per arm on this one here with the 20s. So this felt great way to finish out biceps. And I recommend that if you have lagging arms, start with arms, and also don't be afraid to finish with arms, especially on something like biceps that can take a ton of volume. Then to finish out the session, we did 1 long ass set of dumbbell side raises. So what we did here is we pretty much just went to absolute failure, rested a little bit, and then went to absolute failure again. So I love to finish off with these just to get some blood in the delts, just to blow them up. Obviously, I did a side raise machine earlier in the session. So to complement that, 1 all-out rest pause set of dumbbell side raises at the end is more than enough to completely smoke the side delts. By the end here, I could barely even hold into the dumbbell. My forearms were that pumped. So overall, I would say a very fantastic session, considering that we are almost 5 weeks out as of tomorrow. So let's see if we can pull it all together and make an awesome showing so that I can then return and go to nationals confidently, and we'll see what happens. So
post-workout
anyways,
cardio.
just finishing off cardio
10
here,
minutes.
so enjoy.
As usual, finish strong. Every little bit counts. Almost 5 weeks out. Let's get it.
Oh, alrighty guys, we are back in the car. We have finished up, turn that music down. We have finished upper Great session, PBs across the board. Absolutely fucking smashed it. I did film today, naughty, but all I did was I just left the tripod at home and I just set up my phone against my drink bottle, and I only filmed one set per exercise, so shh, don't tell the gym. I'll be chatting to the manager next week to see what the actual go is. Plus today there was like no one in the gym, so like, come on, cut a guy a break. I want to keep giving you guys content, so you know, I think this was a fair trade. Anyways, I'm going to go home now, eat my post-workout meal, get on with the day, some client setups as usual, because it never stops as a coach. I'm telling you this now, guys, if you get into coaching, be prepared to take no days off, have zero time to yourself, and constantly be on your phone or your laptop, because that is what you do as a coach. You look after people, and people constantly need things, especially if you have clients, you know, in the 30, 40, 50 plus range in terms of amount of clients. You are going to be one busy motherfucker. So lucky, we fucking love it. Shout out to all my guys and gals. You all do me proud every day, and I love talking to you every day. So I'm going to end the vlog here. I hope you guys enjoy, and peace out. I will see you for tomorrow's.